Soda FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, now for our in-house expert on sustainability, Mr. Talal. Hello and good morning, Talal.
Hello, Josh, and good morning to you and to other radio listeners.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir?
I'm doing amazing. It is a Monday, and I'm so happy that we're getting to talk to you, Talal. Today, our topic is revolving around fashion, and we want to know, when it comes to fashion, Talal, do you think Saudi Arabia is ready to adopt a stronger recycling culture from clothes and packaging to electronics?
So when you're talking about recycling, we're also talking about circular economy, and fashion is one of the most important industries when it comes to circular economy, recycling, and reuse. So what we have here is a concept that emerged in the 90s as a solution to some major problems that we face in our environment. These problems at that time were mainly about production challenges such as material resources and so on. And to tackle these challenges, we came up with a concept which operates on reduce, reuse, recycle, and in the case of carbon circle economy, there is another element called remove, which is removing carbon from air. This model aims to create a regenerative cycle that minimizes waste and pollution, extends the product lifespan through repair and refurbishment. It basically ultimately fostering sustainable growth and environmental protection. What we have.
But I just want to know, I mean, when it comes to the production, do you know what I'm saying? When we're recycling the fibers and we're recycling, what's within are we really able to benefit from them again? Like, are we able, so if the fiber that we were originally using was worth 100, is it really worth again 100 if we recycle it, or is it like devalued in some way?
Well, it always depends on the material that you are trying to recycle. Some materials that can last for longer amounts of reuse, and there are materials that do not uphold the same value. However, they can be used as a new material for totally different products. And we see here in our culture where we can reuse a lot of household items that we no longer use. And we actually reuse them and repurpose them into new tools. Going back to Saudi Arabia, Saudi has a strong political and cultural will to uphold the pillars that we just talked about, which were reduce, reuse, and recycle. As you know, Josh, Vision 2030 outlines one of its goals to create a strong recycling infrastructure by establishing government agencies such as the National Center for Waste Management. Saudi Arabia aims by 2040 to divert 90% of its waste away from landfills. As one of the things that I just asked about, Josh, is how we do with materials that do not uphold its value. There are plans to convert these materials to energy, for example, and there are other materials that can be that would do great with composting. And there are materials that we can reuse for which have been actually implemented in the past few years, which concerns the construction sector, where waste coming from construction sites must now be processed and get recycled. And slowly, we see recycling initiatives in some cities around the country to sort and recycle home produced waste as well.
That's a very interesting point. No one really realizes how many byproducts there are of construction. There's steel, there's cement, there's like unused sand, unused, semi-processed materials. And I mean, that sector also creates, I think, a lot of waste. And unfortunately, sometimes when you're in different countries, you can see plots of land in urban areas where it's just filled with construction, waste.
That's true, Josh. It's a sad reality that we've been tackling for the past 5 years. Now, these initiatives have come with regulations that would help facilitate and process these waste that are coming from construction sites.
Yes.
And we see now there are startups and there are companies that are trying to innovate the construction recycling processes here in Saudi.
So, Talal, let's go back to the basics. Fashion is often called one of the most polluting industries. From your perspective, what are the biggest environmental challenges tied to the way we make and buy clothes?
That's a really great question, Josh. So, with fashion, we see the fashion industry produces over 100 billion garments each year. And just as an example to compare things, in the average U.S. consumer buys 5 times more clothes today than in the 80s, and most of the clothes that they buy, they actually get discarded after just a few wears. And this is the overproduction and overconsumption is a huge part of the environmental challenges in the fashion industry. We also have waste and landfill pollution. 92 million tons of textile waste are generated annually, and that is and most of this amount of waste are not biodegradable.
Right.
And even the things that are not biodegradable, but we give them as second-hand clothing for countries that are less fortunate, such as in the case we have here, Ghana. 40% of the second-hand clothing end up in waste as well. Additionally, we got water usage and pollution. A single T-shirt can require 2,700 liters of water.
Wow!
And that is just enough for a person's drinking water for 2.5 years.
Wow! For one T-shirt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. So just to wrap us up here, Talal, how do we ensure that what we wear is also sustainable and does not harm the environment?
Well, the first thing is to buy less and buy better. That is the motto when it comes to ensuring that we wear is sustainable. So this is the most effective way to reduce our impact and extend the life of our clothing. Based on the material that we buy, we can extend its lifetime by 44%. And we also try to make sure that the material that we're buying do not consume so much energy. For example, organic cotton uses up to 91% less of water, and it produces 46% less CO2 emissions than conventional cotton. So we need to make sure that what the material and what we buy is environmental friendly based on the material, and as well as we need to see some sort of labels there must be transparency in terms of the material that we are buying. So yeah, and also there are so many thrifting stores that are emerging here in Riyadh and in Saudi, where we can actually buy second-hand clothing with much durable material.
I love it. Talal, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Josh.
We can't wait to have you again one more time, of course, next week, as we do every week, Talal. Talal Al Sarrani, ladies and gentlemen, our in-house sustainability expert, and we wish you good luck, sir, and hope to have you on again.
Al Ula FM.
The sound of Arabia.